Hello everyone and welcome back to Open Source Tonight. Today I wanted to talk to you all about an update on Ubuntu 23.04. So I had some issues with it, but it turns out that once I actually went in and disabled 3D graphic acceleration on the virtual machine and I installed the guest editions from VirtualBox in the VM, it's stabilized. So apparently that was all we needed to do was to get it all working. So I'm going to show you that now. So as you can see, it seems pretty responsive, doesn't seem to be giving me any issues. And if I go into like the settings here, we can look at the desktop wallpapers, which is one of the areas I was getting some issues. I believe it was under, yeah, here it is, see? And so now I can come in here and I can say, you know what, let's look at this. Just like we did before. And see, look at that. It comes up, everything's seamless. My colors work from what I can tell now. Yeah, see, I can change them, no problem. But it would just put us back on the default theming here. I can come in here and I can select the light theme, which is the default. And you can see I can go back to the dark theme, which I just think looks better. So everything seems to be working. I mean, I can come in here and I could do an audio test. So I'm assuming you heard that. I actually piped the audio from my computer into the video switcher, which is recording this program. So we'll see if you actually got it or not. But anyway, you should have. So, but you know, everything seems to be working now. I mean, I can come in here and nothing just, you know, I don't really have any problems like a screen tear or anything, which I don't think we had that last time either. But the point of the matter is everything seems to be working. And so I kind of have to stand corrected on saying it was buggy. I think it was just on my end. I know some people in the comments said they were having issues. I'm not really sure what your all's related issues are, but I'm sure that the issues will probably be fixed soon. If we look at the kernel version, which is something I didn't think to do when I was recording the other day. I got a microphone in front of me. You know how hard it is to type in front of... Anyway. Well, no, uname. Okay. So, but if I type uname... -R, we can see we're kernel 6.2.0-revision 20, or revision 20. So, and again, it's working just fine. Everything on it works. In fact, actually, why don't we open it back up here and I'll update it for you while we're just sitting here having our little conversation on the internet. So if I actually come in here and I type in the password as I just did there, you can see it looks like it's got no issues. It gets all the stuff, and it says everything's up to date. So, and I could actually like say, maybe I want an HTOP on here. I can install it. Okay, see how easy that was? Nice fast download, everything worked. And here we go. We got our system up and running, and everything seems to be happy. So, you know, this is still in a virtual machine, and that's the last thing I'm going to show you here, and then I'll end this video because it's just a quick follow-up video, but I thought you all deserved to get an update on the situation. So if I come down here to About, you can see VirtualBox is the hardware vendor. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this quick update video. Let me know your thoughts about Ubuntu 23.04 in the comments if you want. And let me know if you're having any issues with it, for example. Like some of the other people I've seen in the comments have said they had some issues, but then other people have helped me get the right idea about what was going on. In fact, the reason I reinvestigated this is because some of the comments I got that said that they didn't have any issues with it. And I thought, well, maybe I did something wrong or forgot something, or I had some setting that was causing issues. So I went ahead and investigated. But anyway, everybody, thanks for watching Open Source Tonight, and I'll see y'all again very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
And action.